Hey everyone, Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel. Today I am bringing a quick unboxing and build and review of the Genmitsu laser engraving machine L8 20 watt. This was kindly sent over to me by Sainsmart, so thank you to them. As you can see from the packaging, well boxed. They did have the 4 plastic corners. This protected it. I'd already started cutting away those, but realised as part of the review I'd like to sort of show what the packaging's like when it arrives to you. So this L8 Genmitsu laser 20 watt, basically the frame is made of an aluminium and acrylic, so it's already enclosed, and I'm also aware that it's fully built already. The only things that you're going to need to do is just remove all the items once unpacked and connect up the laser module itself to the runner. Pretty much, other than that, it's pretty much connected. So you'll need to also connect up the exhaust pipe to the exhaust filter at the back of the machine. But basically, that's it. So once again, this is a 20 watt laser. You do have various lasers available, but this particular one is the 20 watt. The total power draw is the 240 watt on this. The power supply is a DC 24 10 amp. It is Wi-Fi and wireless connection, USB Type-C interface, wired connection, supports Mac and Windows. The air cooling is obviously at the back. Like I said earlier, this is the 20 watt. There is a 40 watt available. The engraving accuracy of this is 0.1 even, and it's been quoted as being able to engrave at speeds of 40,000 millimeters a minute. The kind of materials that it's capable of doing is paper, wood, plastic, leather, cloth, cardboard, leather, stone, ceramic, stainless steel, coated metals, and other non-transparent materials. Like I said, it's for Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS. The product size when received is about 765 by 670, 345 millimeters, so it's quite a fair sized box. So as you see, removing the actual item itself, it does come with a honeycomb bed, which for me is a winner really. Anything like that improves cutting accuracy and stuff like that. The only thing I wasn't too keen on was the fact that the bottom part was fully enclosed, so as you can see it's connected. Normally they come separate, so when you're cleaning out the honeycomb it's easier to remove. This is actually a magnetic ruler, so it's good for sort of matching up any products while you're using Lightburn or whatever program you're going to use. So that's the box emptied. So what we're going to do now is have a look over it itself. So as you can see, it's fully acrylic, so you're going to need to remove some of the plastic covering. And inside the box you'll receive some card, so you can engrave, do some checks with that, but we're probably not going to bother doing that with these tests because it doesn't really show the capabilities of the machine. Next thing out is the actual user manual. It's always good to see a user manual that's got information in it, and as you can see, flicking through the pages, it's got multiple languages, different types of information such as the actual specifications of the machine, any sort of information regarding the material depths and stuff like that. So on this module, it has 3 settings. So you've got 3 mils, 5 mil and 7 mil, I believe. So, and each one of those have like a purpose for engraving or cutting. So it also comes with an inbuilt camera, which I really like as well. So using Lightburn, you can use the Lightburn camera. Comes with some aluminium cards of various colors. So we'll do some tests on that and showcase it at the end of the video. Let's put those back. And then we've got some actual wood as well. So we're going to do some engraving, but I'll probably use my own products. And then a couple of little wood coastery type things. I tend to use my own products when it comes to this to actually test out versus other lasers that I've had in. So plenty of foam, just remove that. So here is your extendable hose pipe. So that's for the back of the machine. I'll be connecting that up to my exhaust unit that I have that goes outside of the studio. Next out of the box is the power adapter. So taking it out, you'll see the actual things. So that connects up to the laser and then it gives you all the ratings. Let's pop that to one side. Next out of the box is one of the power cables. So this is actually for Europe, so I'm not going to use that. This is for the UK, and that's the one we're going to use today. So we'll pop that to one side. Next out of the box is the air unit. So with this particular model, you get the air unit and you get the honeycomb bed. For me, these are normally additional costs. So when purchasing this, you would have to normally go out and buy these as an additional extras. But with this one, you get the honeycomb bed and the air unit, which is, for me, is a seller. Here is the tools and accessories box. So in here, you'll find various items to be able to actually sort of maintain this, or there's probably items in there such as spare lenses, etc. So we'll have a quick look at that. And there's also some wired connections, so your USB connection for the light and the actual machine itself to connect up the light burn. Here we have a brush just to clean off, a spare lens, which is always really good to see. We've also got the connections, like I say, one for the camera and one to connect up the laser to your computer to actually talk to it. So there are two connections for that one. We've also got a pen for going over any sort of clear ceramics or glass that you might want to do, and you can just wipe it off at the end of it. So these are just little extras. And we've got some dog tags in there, so we'll probably do some tests with them. But like I say, I tend to use my own products, so I get a gauge versus other products that I've had in the past. And then you have a key, so it goes in the front and that actually locks it off. So if you don't want any idle hands touching it, it's always good. But what I tend to do is put the key in and just leave it in there and take the keys out and put them somewhere else. But like if you're safety conscious, you want to be checking that. So we got some more foam here. So this foam, just pull it out. This basically is the rest of where everything was stored in originally. But as you can see at the back of the machine, you can see where the laser module is. So you want to be careful now. The foam that you can see at the bottom of the printer, the laser, is just where I've sort of rested it so it doesn't scratch the floor. But just being careful now, remove the laser module, sort of hold that and then take out the foam because it's kind of resting in there. You don't want to sort of pull on it and damage the pipes that are in there. So one of the pipes is for the connections and one of the pipes is for the air unit, air assist. So let's just put that to one side. So the actual laser module itself, you can see here, it has a front panel, the air assist goes through the middle, and then you've got like a display at the front which tells you the power, and then underneath the air vents and stuff like that, and the fans on either side to keep the laser module cool. So to connect it up, you need to put it up into there. So what we're going to do now is connect up the laser module. To connect up the laser module, you simply just slide it into the bracket, and then on the right hand side you'll see like a little twisty knob, so it's in red. You just undo that and then it slots in exactly at that point. It's in place. Make sure it's locked off by lifting the handle to the up position, it moves freely, etc. So now we're going to undo some of the plastic covering for the acrylic. That's just to stop it from getting scratched and damaged, but we'll fly past that bit. That's not as important. Okay, a quick word from today's video sponsor, PCBWay.com. As you can see from the website, it's really easy to use. They have an instant quote system. They do PC board prototyping, PCB assembly, rigid flex. They also do 3D printing services and CNC services. So if you click on each of those different sections, they will take you into like a quote system where you can select exactly your requirements. They deliver worldwide and they have instant payments. They're well respected within the prototyping community. PCBWay.com, today's video sponsor. Thank you to PCBWay.com. Back to the laser. So we're just going to go through some of the functions at the front of the machine. So you'll notice from left to right, we have the intake pipe connector. So that's where you'll connect the air line to. The next part is the air pump power socket, the socket for the power for the machine, type C, TF card socket, camera connect computer, the on and off button, the emergency stop, and then the notification light bulb. And then you've got basically your key fob, so this is where you'll put the key in to lock the machine off. So what we're going to do now is open it up. Okay, so with the supplied honeycomb bed that come with the laser itself, you can see some locating pins sort of in 4 corners. What we want to do is, you've got the 2 arrows here, that needs to be at the front left of the machine. So the easiest way, you can either put it in through the top, but the easiest way is to actually lift it up slightly and guide it through. And you'll notice that the honeycomb bed will push all the way back and then basically slot into place. And that's what we're going to try and do now. So obviously it would be better once it's in place of where it's actually going to be housed. The honeycomb bed will stay true at all times. That's kind of what you want. You don't want the honeycomb bed to constantly be able to move. You want it slotted in place. So I found it slightly difficult at first, but once it locked, I could feel it clip. You just make sure it locks down and then it doesn't move. You can feel that it's quite secure. So let's have a quick look over the machine itself. As you can see, this is a 20-watt laser. It's on the, so when you take it out of the box, the only thing you need to do is literally undo this and slot the laser module into it. You have on the left and right and in the corners you have safety interlock switches. So this will only work if the lid is down, and as you can see, that little red nodule, that's an interlock, and you have an interlock there, so when you click on your light burn it will home at all times. Inside you have various connections. These are for the camera and for the sensors, so make sure that they've not come out in transit. So it's moving freely. It doesn't seem like I need to change the eccentric wheels. Nothing's wobbling, so that's good. Always check that when you first get any machine, whether it be 3D printer or lasers. So I noticed when I was peeling off the acrylic covers, there was quite a lot of debris on the corners. This is a bit difficult to take off. I'll do that in time. It's not an issue for this particular video. So taking a look around it, let's have a look around the other side. So here is the exhaust with the inbuilt fan. You connect up this hose, which I'll just show you now on screen. And this is an extendable hose, I believe up to about 2 meters. But like I say, once you've connected it, there's no Jubilee clip, it just pushes on, and I'll show you it connected. So we have the laser set up in my studio now, and I'm going to run some different burns and prints and stuff like that, cuts, just to sort of showcase this Genmitsu L8 laser, just to showcase what it's capable. Like I say, this is a 20-watt laser. I'm currently just etching a emblem into a board. So this is running around 10,000, about 50 to 70% on the burn. So we'll head over to the computer. So like I say, it has the inbuilt camera, so you can light burn. It tells the actual laser where it is as well, which I really like. So over to the next thing, we're going to laser one of the USB models that was on there. I added the circle, so it's just etching in and then it's going to cut out. This is 3mm plywood, birch plywood, so it cuts through that, probably about 300 speed and about 100% power, one pass as well, so it copes with that really well. And you'll notice the smoke that comes from that through the honeycomb has exhausted out really well through that X-take at the back, so this actually really works well. Like I say, I did add the extraction pipe to my extraction unit that takes it outside of the studio, but as you can see, the smoke build up is quickly exhausted as soon as it gets in there, so I really like that. It works very well, and I didn't actually smell any smoke residue in the studio, unlike some of the housings that I've used in the past, sort of your fabric ones, the pre-built ones. So this works absolutely amazingly. Okay, so once the cut's done, it'll go back to the home position on the machine. We'll just let some of the residue come out, just so when we open it up we don't get a sort of face full of smoke. It doesn't take that long with this machine. You just lift it up. As soon as you lift it up, it takes off the interlock, so you can't run it. The laser can't be run without it. And you've got like an indication light at the front of the machine that tells you if it's solid, it means it's okay to use. If it's flashing, it means it's currently in pause position. So as you can see, this cut out really well and etched really well. The project took about 7 minutes in total, and it came out really nice. I always like birch plywood, it works really well. So we're going to go over to another project now. So the next project is a coaster. So this is cutting out the 3mm birchwood. So this project took about 16 minutes in total. Once again, 300 on the speed, 100% power, as you can see from the indicator at the front, and the air assist is on full blast, so there's a little button at the front. And as you can see now, we're opening it up and this has worked perfectly. No pieces were left behind or starved. So what I mean by starved is that it hasn't been cut out, because a lot of lasers I've used in the past, there's lots of parts that haven't been cut through, and it kind of ruins the project. This is like a giant coaster for, I don't know, a dish or a bowl, or even like a vase or something like that. And this is cut out really well. So you could varnish this or colour it, whichever you wanted to do. So once again, 20-watt laser has cut through that really, really well. So we're going to put it through its tests now with some other little projects. So these projects, such as this aluminium card that come in the actual package itself, they lasered out really well. Once again, I used the Lightburn camera to align it and it came out perfect. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it says on there. So this was a Genmitsu L8 laser, 20-watt laser, and this was sent over by Sainsmart, so I appreciate that, Sainsmart. Got some great deals on at the moment, so head over to their website. Right, so the next one is, this is a 10mm piece of wood. I did some etching on it earlier, so I kind of just want to prove that this can cut. Now, what you want to do is you want to level out on the side of the actual module itself is like the 3 digits. So you want to make sure it's on 3mm, so that's to cut through. Now, like I say, this is an 8 or 9mm piece of wood. So I'm running this at 180 speed, so quite slow, and it's going to do 2 passes at 100% power, as you can see from the display at the front. I've got air assist on as well. So this is the first pass, and now it's going through to the second pass. Now you'll notice that there's not a lot of smoke come from that, which is good. And it's going to move back to the home position, and then we're going to just take a look and see how this has actually come out. We'll open up the machine. Now, as you can see, it hasn't cut all the way through completely. However, it does snap off, but might need to be slightly slower. Obviously, no more power can be put on 100%. but maybe go down to 150 but 2 passes, or even go for 200 and have it as 3 passes. It's really your choice. Now we're going to do now a square just to prove that this works. Now I have changed the figures slightly for this, so I've gone for now 150 speed and 2 passes again, and we're going to cut out a square, and hopefully that should cut all the way through. Like I say, you can see on the right hand side of the laser module there's like a twisty knob, and on that twisty knob is 3 different types of lengths, focal lengths. So 7 being for like etching, 5 and 3 for cutting. Now I've gone for 3 on this one because I want it as close as possible so it actually cuts all the way through. You'll see there's quite a bit of smoke coming from this. Obviously it's a lot slower, so there will be a little bit more burn, and the extraction unit's working really well to pull that out, and you can see there's minimal fire. On this it has tilt protection, alarm protection in terms of the fire. So let's open it up and see if this pops out. Obviously it being so stiff in there, this one has, you can see that it's actually cut through. There's a little bit of edging on there that's probably going to hold it in place, but other than that it pops right through as soon as you put a bit of pressure on it, and that's kind of what you want. And now this is about a 10 mil piece of wood, and it's cut through with 2 passes, so that is pretty impressive in my eyes. So it does a really good job. And the Genmitsu L8 has definitely lived up to its specifications, so I really like this, and I like the fact that it's fully enclosed. It comes with a honeycomb bed, and it comes with the air assist all pre-packaged in there. So these are some of the projects that I carried out. So I've done some various projects. So the aluminium cards, so you can see the quality. Now these aluminium cards take a couple of minutes each, not even that, and then we've got the various wood, and then the intricate designs, and then you see that earlier on just the 10 mil cut, so it cuts really well. You can see with this 3 mil birch plywood it cuts out really well as well. All the connections on there were already connected. The extraction fan works perfectly. So that's the Genmitsu L8 laser engraver, kindly sent over by Sainsmart for me to review. You'll see at the front the flashing LED basically says that it's in standby mode. You've got the air assist on the left hand side. All the connections are clearly marked. You've got the volume of like airflow, so you can have it for engraving or cutting. The emergency stop switch, the kill switch as we call it, and then the on-off switch in the middle, which glows blue when in use. I've got it connected up to Lightburn. It has the Lightburn camera in the middle of the acrylic, as you can see there. Now that helps with using the camera on there, and then you can place your items. You do have to do camera calibration, but that's the same with anything for Lightburn. So that's the Genmitsu L8 Laser 21 review. Hope you liked it. Take care everyone. From 3DP UK Tech Channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And once again, thanks to Sainsmart for sending this Genmitsu L8 Laser 20 watt for review. And thanks to PCBWay for today's video sponsor. Check out their links in the description of this video. Take care everyone. Phil from 3DP UK Tech Channel.